Textiles of America. So see, a name, phone number, email. Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. So in today's video we would be understanding more concepts related to your PubSub model. So yeah, you could say that this is an enhanced version of your PubSub model that you understood in the previous video. So in today's video what we are going to learn is, see guys, let us say this is a list of your accounts with a input type of checkbox. Okay, just a second. So here you would see the account name, and here you would see the checkbox value, checked or unchecked. So this would be your parent component, and from here, to which checkbox you check, the details of that account would be displayed in here. Okay, that means if I click on account 1, so account name, revenue, the stage or industry field, any other field that is that we want to display over this would be shown in our child component, that would be our subscriber component. Okay, I hope you understood the point. So on clicking on any item, what we would want is, we want the data to be populated from one component to another. So with this, let us start the video. And if you haven't yet understood about the PubSub model, so I recommend you to watch our previous video. Link would be in the description box as well, because that is the basis of your PubSub model. So working over this now. So for this guys, I have created two Lightning Web components, that is with the name account publisher and account subscriber. So for this we also need to have a Apex class. So going to create a class. So our class is created, and in here what we would be doing is, uh, we would be getting the account related information. So let us see what are the fields on account. So account name, account site, type. So let us check out the object manager for this. So account name, account, and let us check for this type field. This is a pick list field. So what we can do is, we can get this data as well. So uh, id, name, type, uh, name, type, I think there is another field of industry as well, phone number, and a website. And limit, I am limiting it to 10 records only. So this would be giving me account data. So creating this as an or enabled, and deploying this source to org. So this has been successfully deployed to our org. Now what we would be doing this, just wire this class first of all. So going to your account publisher, and you would be importing import what import get account information. uh, let me open this to the right side, and yes, imported get account info from where? From Salesforce apex slash account PubSub dot get account info. So we have wired this method. I just imported this method for now, and we haven't wired it. So what we would be going to do is uh, we have to make little modifications in this as well. So before moving over to that, what we would be doing is uh, we would be wiring this account wire get account info account data, any name that you want. So in this it takes two parameters, error and data. And if we say if data, we could do console.log account data, and we could print this, and else if error console.log account error in account publisher. So I created this thing, and what we would be doing is, let us check this out. uh, Let me create a dummy template card. So going over to Salesforce LWC, and in this we would be editing the page, but before that we have to update the meta file as well. So this has been done. Moving in here, refreshing the page, so it has not yet came. So let me refresh this again. So our account publisher is here. We would be dragging this in here and clicking the save button and going back and checking over the console is the account data. See, this is an array of 10 accounts with the account name, account ID, the phone number, and the other info field information. So now what we want is we want to display it on our account pub tab. So now what needs to be done is we would be doing view accounts. Okay. So one thing more that I wanted to tell you is that many a times you have seen the annotation that we use at the rate track. So basically it is used to track the changes, and by default all your see like this, I have created this view account. So by default it is annotated with at the track annotation. So no need to define that explicitly as well. And moreover track makes this property as private. So that I wanted to tell you all. And we what I would be doing is this dot view accounts would be equal to data, and in my account name, uh, this one, and what we would be doing is uh, we would be using a template to iterate over the elements. So template dot for each, yeah, so we could use LWC for each direct. uh, so what we would be getting is uh, view accounts, and view accounts. So close this template if true, view accounts, and template for each view account for item ACC, and this one we don't need for now, but yeah, this is also important. And in here what we would be doing is in this, since we are getting the list of accounts, so what it is giving me right now, let me explain you. See, this is giving me all the accounts. Okay, now I would be going back and I would be using LW input. Input type would be checkbox, variant name, and your label is acc.name, and placeholder is nothing. Okay, so in this way you printed the names along with the checkbox values. Let me share with you is what we are missing in here is always that we tend to forget is the ID, so that is a must. So going back, so if you are able to see, guys, see I'm having these account informations, and there is a checkbox button as well over these accounts. So but now nothing has been displaying in my account subscriber. So for this, in order to see the account related information, what needs to be done is I need to call this method from my parent to child. But before that, we would be making use of another concept, like see how would the contact, or how would the account subscriber game get to know that which account am I clicking this, and which account information needs to be displayed. So for this, what we have to do is we have to create a concept of data dash data set. So what is that, and how we could do use it, that data dash id is equal to acc.id, and uh, the handle change event, you have to create a on change event on here, that would be handle change, and this is your wire, closing this wire, and this handle change takes up an event. So what is in that event, that is first we would be console log uh, event id, and that would be event dot current target dot data set dot id. So from here you would be getting the id of the currently checked checkbox. Okay, let me show you. So going back, so I'm going to the console, removing the extra stuff. See, event id, for now it is showing me undefined, but uh, uh, let me see. So guys, what was the error? I think is the I, that is the case sensitivity. So see, the event id is coming, and the um, account on which I am clicking, it is displaying only that account's event id. So I hope till now everything is clear to you all. Moving further, what we would be doing is uh, we would be calling some events from our PubSub, that is the fire event and the other events. So where is the fire event in here? So import from c slash PubSub, and what we are to expect in our fire event is uh, we would be using this fire event in here, and we would be passing three parameters as I have told you before. Like what are those is the page reference, so we have to wire the page reference. So import page ref from uh, @Salesforce. So we would be using current page reference in here, so wiring this as well. Current page reference, page ref, this dot page ref, and what is the other parameter? The name of the event, account, publisher, and the payload that we want to pass is uh, let me add it into a string. Let uh, account IDs and account IDs. So we are good to go from here, and let me deploy the source to org. This is deployed to your org, and now what you want is, now you want to catch this event in your child. So as account subscriber first, uh, expose this to true, and account subscriber, and import some events from here, like import register listener from your PubSub model, import register listener and register listener. uh, we would be using unregistered listener, that would be from uh, c slash pub sub, and what we would be doing is we would be using it in a connected callback as we did before. So uh, in our connected callback, what we would be uh, using the is the register listener. So what your register listener takes is, let me check. So going above, so it takes event, callback, and the argument. So see, first of all is the event name. Event name is the account, publisher, and the name of the event. This dot uh, create account view, and the callback would be to this class only, nothing elsewhere, and create account view, and in that I would be passing some data, and uh, so what is in this data is the ID. So from this ID I have to display it on my child. So from here what we got here is the ID. Okay, and now what we want is, through this ID we want to call the respective account fields. Okay, so now this is your create account view data. So first of all, check is the console log is working or not. Inside child. So guys, we are in our account subscriber. So what you have to do is you have to import this the current page reference as we did it in our parent video. This one, we parent component, in this we added this so that our PubSub to work properly, and this is our child subscriber. So now let me see that is something coming over to my child or not. So going back to my org, editing the page, have I added my child component in here? If not, then we should add this subscriber. I think it has been added in here. Yes, it has been added. So go back, open the logs, console, removing extra things. Okay, so I am creating this. Okay, event ID is coming. So there is some error that is going on. Let me refresh the page. So this is a message from account publisher.js. Uh, Event ID is coming correct. Going over to account publisher, console.log. So have we wired this? No. So the error was this one only, guys. There was no such specific error. We just did a mistake that we didn't include this within the brackets, and this was to be enclosed within the brackets because we are importing the event. We have to close this in the brackets. So I think this should work now. So this generally happens. So this is a lesson for you all as well, that whenever you are coding, try with a cool head and try to see what could be the possible solutions or what could be the possible outcomes that why your code is not working. So it happens with everybody. See, I told you na, this would work now. See, event ID is coming. Let me remove these things. The event ID is this. Okay. No, okay. And going over to the child subscriber, register the listener in here and deploy this to org as well. So going back, so see, inside your child and the ID is this, inside your child the account ID is this. So we have successfully came over to our subscriber, and now what we would be doing, creating just a simple card, and just I want to show that this is my child account subscriber, and this is my card, and what I would be doing is I would be displaying the name. So I would be using we could use LWC cards as well, or you could define a style of your own. So in here I am working over my own cards, own simple styling, not the exact style that is. So so now let me move you over to here. So now we are getting this ID in here. So what we can do is we could count values. Okay, this is your variable, and what we would be doing is this dot account values would be equal to your data, and check that is this coming or not. Console.log account values, this dot account values, and deploy the source to org. So in my console I would be checking that is my account value is coming or not. So account value is having my ID. Do make sure to use consoles because these are very important, and from here only you would be understanding that how and where your component or thing is lagging, like we just traced our errors. So in now we have the account values, and based on this account value we want the data. So what we are gonna do is we would be making use of the class that we imported, that is the get account information from the account PubSub. So going over to this class, account PubSub. So this we created a method for our parent. Now we would be creating a method for our child. Why? Let me explain you. Or enabled, okay, public static get account value, and it is also giving me a list of account. We could use a list of account as well, but now for now we are using a single account only, so you could manage this accordingly. And let me work with only single account because I am sending only a single account. But for you all, if you want to have multiple account values, you could work around with this. And this would be string account id value, and this would be my variable name. So what I would be doing is return uh, if, or yeah, I would be doing if account id value is not equal to null. I would be doing return select name. Okay, so see, we created this class now. So what I want is, I want the same things that I wrote here, and to here, name, type, phone, website, from account, where id in, and what is your id, and where id is equal to, because I am having my single id. See, because I am passing a string. If I would have been a list, so I would have been using in. So that is the difference. And where id in account id value. Okay, so what it is doing is, this is returning me the name and type, that is okay. So what it is saying, that missing return statement, so I have to use a return statement, else return null. So now what we have done is, we are getting these things from here. So wire this method as well, and this would be, no, we won't wire this method. This method we would be calling imperatively. Why imperatively? Because at any instant of time, whenever we are firing on checked event from our parent file, we want this method to run. So that's why we are calling this imperative method. And account values, and uh, we could create another method, or we could have your method in here only. So I would be doing get account values, and first we have to import this now. So import this from Salesforce Apex, and account PubSub, dot, the name of your method is get this. And so get account values, and in here what we would be passing data imperatively. So so first parameter would be the event id, that is with the name account id value, going in here account id value, and this dot account values, because in account values we are getting the entire data. And now since this is an imperative method, so it would be returning me a promise. So I would be gathering in a then, and then result, and not like this, inside another bracket result, and console this result. And if this result is true, okay, so if you are getting count value, so you could store it in another variable. That you can do is account related data. So you could use this dot account related data would be a result, and you have to catch your error as well. And uh, inside console.log, some error is there in child, and this we have done. So let us deploy and see what we are getting. So going back, account, see, name is coming, name ID, name, sample account for entitlements. And say if I do name agent communications, type is customer direct, phone is this, and website is this. So now you would be thinking that why other information is not in here, because our type and these things are missing, so it hasn't displayed these things for this. And let me say for this, for the third one, see, name, type, see, website www.pyramid.com. So in this way you are getting your result. Now we are very close to our objective, and now what we would be doing is we would be displaying this result. And how that would be possible is through a loop. So we would be creating a LWC card. Okay, first we would be looping, so template for each, uh, template dot for each. Okay, so for each we have a direct syntax. So, and what on what basis should this be true? That would be account related data, template if true, account related data, and for each account related data, and for account ACC, and for key is your acc.id, and you should be printing acc.name, and list item acc.type, and another list item for your, uh, what was the other thing that we left is the phone number, yeah, and the website is still remaining. So this one and another one for website. See, all the styling you could do on your own. My job is just to make you understand that what is the underlying behavior of things, that why it is behaving like this way, not that way. So don't complain me about the styles. Now going back, guys, okay, we would be working on styles as well. So if you are thinking that we would not be working on styles, we would be working on them. But when we would be starting with our community series, we would be understanding all that thing there, because we have to also take care of the responsiveness part as well. So I assume that when we start in the community, these things would be very much familiar to you all. So we would be making a good use of our front end skills over there. Okay, so going over to my first data, nothing happened. Why? Let us check another time. So what has happened? Some error has occurred, or but okay, name, it is uh, account values, and we are getting the name. Okay, so what is the problem is, let me see. Okay, because this was a single item only, so I don't think that we need to use this. We could use direct. Let us cross verify. So see, It is coming like this. Burlington Textiles of America, everything is coming right. So I guessed right that because we are not getting list of accounts, so we would be doing the simple way. Let us enclose in the p tags, and that example was for the people that who would be using for multiple accounts, because I would be posting an assignment question as well over this activity, because PubSub is really very important, guys. So so let us say we are going over to Burlington Textiles of America. So see, a name, phone number, email. I am clicking over Dickinson Palace, so this is coming. United Oil and Gas, so this is coming. So I hope you understood how your PubSub is working, how things are going around, and one thing more, you are to have enhancements in this assignment. See, what I want is, see, whenever I am clicking on this one, uh, okay, let me first refresh the page, and then I will explain you about the assignment. So I want is, when I click on this, so this data is coming, and when I click on this also, so these two are clicked now, both of those data should be coming over here. It should not override the other data. I hope you got the point. Like, see, if I click 3, so 3 records should be displayed one after the other. So it should not be the case that my one record is displaying only. So you are to do work over that, and a hint for that would be, uh, let me go over to my account publisher. So in this I have handled one account only. Okay, in my account I have handled only one account, because according to this, only one ID is coming from my parent, and it is going over to my child. And within the video I have also told various hints, like how you could do with array, and I have explained that also. So I want you all to complete this, and send me the images, or comment down the images. I would be posting over to our community, like what we did and what milestone have we achieved. In the next video we would be working on more important and enhanced concepts, so make your brush up your concepts, and we would be meeting in the next video. Thanks for watching, and happy coding.